Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. Clean up this a little more. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. I am Grace, and we are here practicing a Surya Namaskara sun salutation with a focus on our foundation, where our body's connected to the earth, and alignment principles. Alignment principles help to protect our body, to bring us into the correct alignment so we don't hurt ourselves and that we're holding the pose in the most beneficial way for our bodies. I am Grace with Ecstatic Yoga, and we're going to begin with a nice centering, finding a beautiful seat, feeling that earth underneath your body, and beginning to breathe into this lower belly as we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response, and our body begins to produce health building hormones like serotonin rather than the cortisol, which causes disease. And we're breathing in our chest and triggering the fight or flight response. Simply breathing into the belly, taking a moment to simply be with yourself, sending yourself great love, and close your eyes and draw that attention and that focus inward to the self. Pouring that love into your own heart, acknowledging and appreciating yourself for being here today on the mat, practicing yoga, of all the things you could do in this moment in time. You are practicing something that is health building and beneficial for all aspects of your being. And take this moment to just check in. What's going on inside you? How are you? How are you feeling? Noticing the physical body. How does it feel? Pratyahara, that inner sensations, your aliveness. Energetic body. Just noticing without judgment, no need to change anything. And noticing that emotional landscape, an emotional body. It's basking in those emotions, whatever is arising, making nothing wrong, pushing nothing away. Just noticing. Don't need to label or title, go into the mind. We're basking in the felt sense, the emotional body. Feel what's arising. And take a moment to set an intention for yourself. It could be for just this practice today. It could be for the entire day, week, be a lifetime. Always stating it in the positive and the present tense. and bask in those emotions that will arise from having this intention fully manifest. And letting that intention go with a this or better, this or better, this or better. I'm going to go into a little bit of pranayama and then we'll go into our Surya Namaskar, our sun salutation. So, beginning the breath, we're breathing into this belly, just acknowledging some deep belly breaths. And we're going to move that breath into 3-part yogic breath. Inhaling into the belly, like a wave into the ribs and the chest. Pausing at the top of the breath. This time we're just going to release it. A few more on your own. Belly, ribs, and chest. Pausing at the top. You can pause at the bottom as well. Just going to exhale it out. A few more at your own pace. We move into some viloma, some interrupted breathing. So we're going to inhale into the belly, pause, the ribs, pause, into the chest, pause, and then let the breath go. And a few more on your own, pausing after the belly, ribs, pause, and the chest, pause, letting it go. A couple more. One more breath. And letting that go with the exhale and taking a couple integrated breaths. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue with this paloma. When we are interrupted breathing, we're going to interrupt it on the exhale. So let's all take a nice deep inhale. Three-part yogic inhale, pausing at the top. We're going to exhale the chest and pause the breath. Exhale at the ribs, pause the breath. And then exhale at the belly and pause at the bottom of the breath. And a nice deep flowing inhale, belly, ribs, and chest, pausing at the top and exhaling the chest, pause, ribs, pause, the breath, and the belly, pause at the bottom of the breath. And continuing at your own pace, paloma interrupted breathing on the exhale. Couple more breaths. Let it go on the exhale. Taking a couple integrated breaths as you dive into Pratyahara. Do one more pranayam and move into our Surya Namaskara Sun Salutation. So we're going to do Nadi Shodhanam, alternate nostril breathing, and our hand mudra is Vishnu mudra. So I'm going to take this pointer and middle finger, and I can either put it on my third eye or I can roll it in. And we're going to be using the thumb and the finger, either the index ring finger or the pinky, to alternately close off the nostrils. So we're breathing in just one side, one nostril at a time. And we're always switching on the exhale. So remember that. I'll lead you through the first few breaths, and then I'll let you do some on your own. So finding your Vishnu mudra, whether you're going to have those fingers on the third eye or curling them in, and we're going to take the thumb to close off that nostril. And we're going to inhale through the opposite nostril, exhale Inhale again. And then on our exhale, we're going to switch. So releasing the thumb, bringing the finger to close off the nostril, and exhaling over to the thumb side. Inhale, same side. And we're going to switch on the exhale, releasing the finger, bringing the thumb, close off the nostril, and exhale. Inhale, same side. And on that exhale, releasing the thumb, switching. Exhale. Inhale, same side. And switching on the exhale. And continuing on your own at your own pace. Balancing the right and left brain. Ida and Pingala nadis. Very common if one nostril is a little more clear than the other. Don't worry about that. The nadis. And one more on each side. And on the next exhale, just releasing the hand, taking a couple integrative breaths. Beautiful job. Opening your eyes, and we're going to come to a standing position. And shaking out the body. Shaking out the legs, arms, and shoulders. Just letting the whole body shake out a little bit. Come to life. Moving this body, this sacred body temple we're so blessed to have. Let's do some twists, linking up that spine a little bit. Very gentle. Come onto your tippy toes as you twist one foot at a time. So keep that flow. Beautiful. A little bit of cross crawls. Integrated that right and left brain with our Nadi Shodnam, and then you can add in the shoulder, the opposite shoulder. This is something that if you're taking an exam or a test or something you need to really study at work, talk on a speech, you can also add, let's see, the toe. I need to integrate the toe, and we can use the opposite shoulder. This is a good thing to do to help integrate the brain for a test. Beautiful. And let's do our breath of joy. Nice warm up for our standing poses. So we're going to have 3 deep inhales and 1 beautiful exhale as we hinge gently forward. And then as we come up, we're going to be coming up. We're not going to be hinging up. We're going to be coming up gently through our spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. So we'll do that together. We'll do the first one together, and then we'll do a few on our own. So we're going to inhale up to our shoulder length. Inhale, opening up the heart. And then inhale as we reach for the heavens. And we're going to bend the knees as we swoop down and exhale. And then as we come up, we're going to round that spine, moving 1 vertebrae at a time, coming up. Let's do it together. Inhaling. One more time. And let's stay down. Feel this nice inversion for a moment. And coming up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slowly. Beautiful job. We're going to move into our Siri Namaskar, our Sun Salutation C. So I invite you to come to the front of your mat. And we're going to find that foundation. Feet are hip width apart. You can check with your 2 fists there. We're going to move into our alignment. Now that our foundation is set, where our body is connected to the earth, we can begin to move into alignment. So I think that Anusara loops and spirals are the best way to get into alignment for the mountain pose. So we're going to lift that ankle loop as we lift the arches of the feet. I like to lift the toes and gently rest them down. Keep that arch. Shin loop, the energy's coming up. Our calves, so we're going to engage those calves. It goes down the shins. Thigh loop, right below the knees. It comes up, so you're going to feel a lift of the knees. You're going to feel the quadriceps engage without engaging the glutes. And it goes down the hamstrings. Pelvic loop, we're going to bring this pelvis into neutral. I always have to tuck that tailbone in. A little out of alignment naturally. I'm going to help create that better kidney loop, lifting those ribs. And shoulder loops comes right from below the breast up between the lips, brings that chin parallel to the floor. It moves back, so shoulders are going to go back, and it goes down your back, so it's going to drop away from your ears. Of course, our crown loop, as you feel the center of your crown, the string just pulling you up and lengthening that spine a little bit more. And when the hands are down, you're going to feel a slight inward rotation and feel a slight inward rotation on the legs in our spirals. And we're going to inhale those arms up into mountain. And when the arms are up, the arms have a slight external rotation. Inhaling into a nice extended mountain, feeling all these beautiful loops and spirals, readjusting the alignment. I just had to engage that pelvic loop again. I was feeling that it's a very active pose, even though it looks like we're just standing here. And we're going to exhale into Uttanasana. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tilt that pelvis forward slightly, sticking that tailbone out slightly. And our arms are going to go as either angel wings, they're going to be in towards the body or on our hips. And let's hinge down, Uttanasana. Exhaling. And a nice thing with the alignment is you can use your blocks here. If you're ending up having to bend your knees so much to get your hands down on the earth beside your feet, then it might help you to bring some blocks here. So when you come down, your body's more in alignment. You can straighten those legs a little. And it's okay to bend the knees. You do want a little micro bend in them for sure. But if they're going to be bent too much, rather than going too much out of alignment, use the blocks, the props. Props can help us to get into proper alignment. So coming down into our Uttanasana. We're going to engage those bandhas and breathe. Allow yourself to move that head in some gentle motions, maybe yes, no. Relieve that neck of some of the tension it's always holding. And then inhale into our half forward fold and feel that spine stretching out away from the body. And exhale back into your Uttanasana forward fold. Moving into lunge Anjaneyasana, we're going to take the right leg back. You can also take it front, but seeing I have my space back, that works perfect. With the Surya Namaskar, we always step back. So here's our foundation. We want to set that first. So both feet are parallel. They're 90 degrees facing the small edge of the mat, like two railroad tracks. And that's set in a nice wide stance. So once that foundation set, we can move into our alignment. So we're going to come up, just come up to the knee for right now. Let's work on that alignment. So the front knee is going to go right over the ankle or a little behind, just not forward, because that puts tension on our knees. This back thigh is engaged in thigh loop, it's active. And we're going to, the hips are facing forward, and we're going to square them. So this right hip, because my right leg is back, has been pulled forward back a little, so I need to bring that forward to square those hips. And then I adjust the knee again. So we're always adjusting in alignment, remembering it's active and it's dynamic. You don't just put it in once. Throughout holding the pose, you'll be readjusting your lines, your alignment over and over. And we bring those arms up into a nice high lunge, relaxing the shoulders down, engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. And exhaling, bringing the hands down to the mat. And we're going to bring the left leg back into a downward facing dog. So the foundation, I've got my hands are shoulder width apart, my feet are hip width apart. I'm going to be bringing the heart and the heels down towards the earth. My arms are strong and engaged. The shoulders are engaged, the arms are engaged. Very slight external rotation on the upper arms. My fingers are spread. And I'm going to lift that tailbone up and the thighs back in our beautiful downward facing dog. Beautiful. And breathe. Engaging the bandhas, bringing in the prana. Head should be right between the arms, relaxed and aligned with the spine. One more breath. Beautiful job. I'm going to hinge into my plank. So the feet and hands are hip width apart. I like to adjust the foundation a little bit wider for my plank and then my downward facing dog. That just feels better. Watch that when you start with your plank, and you can come down onto your knees, and when you start, you're going to have your wrists, elbows, and shoulders aligned. But as you bend those elbows, you want to keep the shoulders over the wrists and hands, coming down. We're going to come all the way down. We're going to move into a cobra. So we're going to set the foundation. And so foundation for cobra is the tops of the feet, It's going to be the thighs. It's going to be the pelvis. And you're going to feel the hands on the mat. And we're going to feel that part of the body, that whole front part of the body. We are going to lift that chest up off. You might feel that lower belly on, but we're connecting. A lot of the body is connected to the earth in its pose. We're going to be using our back muscles, not the hands, to bring ourselves up slightly. We're going to move into a baby cobra. Those elbows are in towards the body, and the chest is open. We're going to actually bring this chin in slightly, so you open up the back of the neck here, a little bit of space. And then as you inhale, you're going to use those back muscles to lift that back up into a nice baby cobra. And engage those bandhas and breathe, pressing that pelvis into the earth. One more breath. Beautiful. And pushing ourselves, we can go into table first, curl the toes under, straighten the legs, back into your downward facing dog. Feel that tailbone lift as you feel the thighs come back, heart coming towards the earth, heels coming towards the earth, strong engaged arms, fingers spread, engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Next inhale, lifting the head and the heart first as you walk, step, or jump that right foot forward as we move into a lunge on this side. Come up to the knee at first and start to set that alignment. Knee over the ankle, squaring those hips as they face forward, gauging that back thigh. And then bringing the arms up, shoulders relaxed down, looking forward, engage the bandhas and breathe in your Anjaneyasana lunge. One more breath. Inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling, bringing the hands back down to the mat. Back foot comes up to the front for Uttanasana, forward fold. And you can grab the elbows if you like to deepen that forward fold. Bring the hands back. Engaging those bandhas. And inhaling up into half forward fold. Extending that spine. You can also have forward fold. Variation is to have the hands on the mat as you extend that back. I like to have them here. My back comes a little more parallel to the earth. Exhaling back down into Uttanasana, forward fold. And our next inhale, lifting that head first, and then the heart. Giant angel wings. We'll go into a nice little back bend. And let's go into some side to side lateral. I'm going to come to this side. And we're going to go laterally, turn facing you. So we're going to be opening up the side body and moving the spine laterally. And as we go to the side, we don't want to collapse in. We're going to be lengthening and moving over to the side. Keeping that breath flowing. Coming back to center, moving into a nice back bend. And exhaling, folding forward. Uttanasana. Beautiful. Taking a couple breaths here. Engaging those bandhas as you bring in the prana and the life force. On your next inhale, lifting the head and the heart. And we're going to bring that right leg back into lunge. And we're going to drop the knee. We're going to add some variations here in this round. And we're going to begin to lunge forward. And feeling that beautiful hip opener on the right side. You can make some nice gentle movements. Noticing the sensation. And then you exhale, straightening that front leg. Feeling a nice stretch on this hamstring and the calves. You can flex and extend that front foot for some beautiful sensations. And beginning to just find your own flow. Lunging back and forth at your own pace, your own rhythm. Basking in those sensations, basking in the nectar. And coming back to neutral. Let's take this front leg back into a nice table. The knees are hip width and the wrists are aligned with the shoulders in our table pose. And we're going to move into our cat and our cow. So let's move into cat first. We usually start in cow, but cat is flexion and cow is extension of the spine. So I'm going to show you right here real quick. Here we are. Here's our spinal processes sticking out. We're back here a little bit. They're in the middle of our, and they're sticking out. And when we move into our cat, and the spinal processes are flexing. As we move into our cow and arch the back, they're extending. So they're flexing and extending the spinal processes that face forward on our spine. It's a beautiful, cat-cow is a beautiful way to really bring some energy and vitality into the spine. So let's exhale into cat as we round the back, tuck the tail under, drop the head, looking towards the belly and the thighs. Inhaling into cow as we move the spine into flexion, sticking the tailbone out, arching that back, lifting the head and the heart. And moving back and forth into flexion and extension, cat and cow, at your own pace, your own rhythm. Next time you get into your cat, let's bring those hips back. Do a nice stretch on the back. And you can move side to side a little bit. Just enjoying those sensations, making some circles with the hips, keeping the breath flowing. Those bandhas are engaged gently. And we're going to go the other direction. And moving into our cow. And adding some variations with your cow. I like to wag the tail. Feel the beautiful sensations. And just moving back and forth in cat and cow. Adding some variations. Finding your own flow, your own rhythm. And be absorbed into your own dynamic energy field. All your present moment sensations. Coming back to center. Beautiful job. And we're going to curl those toes under, and we're going to move into our downward facing dog. Here we are in down dog. Our wrists are shoulder width apart and the feet are hip width, and we're going to move into some walking the dog, dropping one heel down, opposite knee bends in, just feeling a nice flow as you stretch the calf, one calf at a time, engaging those bandhas and breathe. Relax the head between the arms. And coming back to center. And we're going to hinge forward into a plank. I'm going to adjust my foundation a little wider. And here we are in our beautiful plank pose. Both hands, uh, both hands and all the toes are our foundation. That's what's connected to the earth. Feet are hip width and wrists, elbows, and shoulders are aligned. As we lower, we keep the elbows into the body and keep those shoulders and hands aligned. Chest is forward. And we're going to come all the way down again. Beautiful. Now, one variation is doing some push-ups, so maybe we'll do that next. We're going to go into our baby cobra again. Palms are right under the shoulders, the pelvis, quads, tops of the feet are our foundation. Pressing the pelvis into the earth. Heels are hip width, hands are under the shoulders, and rolling those shoulders up and down, creating space in the blades. Neck is aligned with the spine. Tuck that chin slightly so it lengthens the back. Keep pressing into the pelvis, and we're going to use the back, not the hands, to lift the back up. And breathe. Bandhas engaged, bringing in the prana. Feel that lengthen your back as your chin is slightly tucked. One more breath. Let's relax down. Rest the head to one side or the other. Take a moment to simply connect with the earth. Imagining your body as a sponge. You can change and switch your head position at any time. And just absorb any energy, earth energy, healing energy, any vibrational frequency that is healing and beneficial for your body. Maybe some wisdom. Maybe you can absorb some nutrients, the energy and vibrational frequency of some nutrients your body may need. Feeling that love and connection to the earth. Every molecule in your body was once in the earth. We are earth energy, this body temple. And sending the earth gratitude. for all its gifts, the beauty of nature, food we eat, the homes we live in, the cars we drive, all gifts from the earth. And bringing the head back to center. And we're going to press that pelvis into the earth. We're going to bring the arms to the sides, out a little bit into our bird or airplane pose, pressing into the pelvis. So the pelvis is we're going to go into bird or airplane. So the pelvis is going to be our foundation. That's what's going to be connected to the earth. Remembering you can always come out of a pose at any time and go into relaxation or seated position. So as we inhale, pressing the pelvis into the earth, lifting the arms and the legs and the chest. Looking forward, engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath, lifting up a little higher. And exhaling, coming down. Beautiful job. And pushing ourselves back into our table. That's in this table. Let's go into a little balancing table. Add a little balance to this pose. We're going to be doing a little three-legged table and three-legged dog in a minute too. So a little balance. So we're going to lift the right arm up and the left leg and have them both reaching out away from the body. Gauge the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. We'll go to the other side, bringing that left arm up and the right leg. Reaching them out away from the body. Engage those bandhas and bring in the prana. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Let's curl those toes under, pressing into the hands, straightening those legs, moving right into your downward facing dog. Tailbones lifting up, heel and heart are coming to the earth. Feel those thighs engaged and coming back. Arms and shoulders engaged, fingers spread. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. We're going to move into three-legged dog. So let's take this left leg and we're going to bring it right up. So now our foundation is both hands and our right foot. And if you like to add a little hip opener, you can bend that left knee and open up. Both hands engaged, arms engaged. Opening up the hip on the left side a little. Breathe. And on your next exhale, releasing, coming back to center and releasing that foot down. We'll go to the other side, bringing that right leg back behind into three-legged dog. Engaged arms, engage the bandhas and breathe. Foundation is both hands and the left foot. That's what's connected to the earth. We like to add some hip opening, bending that right knee and opening up the hip. Coming back to neutral, and you can take this right leg and you can just swing it right between the hands. Moving, dropping that back knee as we move into lunge rocks on this side, rocking forward as we open up that left hip a little now. Making those little micro movements that feel good. Exhaling back to lengthen, stretch those back leg muscles. You can flex and extend that foot, play around with it. Going into your own rhythm, your own flow, bringing your attention inward, being deeply with yourself and self-love and appreciation. Basking in those sensations and that nectar, keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center now. We're going to curl those toes under, the back toes under, straightening up that back leg and walking, stepping or jumping that foot forward back into Uttanasana. And our foundation is palms of both hands and both feet. Engaging that bandha, we can grab those elbows to add some extra stretch or bring them to the back. Just relaxing in this beautiful pose, this inversion. Inhaling, half forward fold, extending that back out. Variation is to bring the hands down to the mat. Exhaling back down. Relaxing the head, making a yes, no, gentle shakes. And on your next inhale, hinging up with either angel wings or hands on the hips, always lifting that head first. Hinging back up. Move into a beautiful mountain, nice back bend. Deep inhale, exhaling Uttanasana, forward fold. Relaxing the head. Inhaling, half forward fold. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lifting the head. We're going to bring that leg back into a nice lunge. And we're going to come up. And we're going to do a little variation here. My back heel is stretching towards the floor. Back thigh is engaged. And the knee is right over the ankle. Hips are squared. And I'm going to invite you to add a little twist. You can bring the elbows to the front thigh and move into a little prayer pose. Nice twist, adding a little twist, engaging the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful, and coming back forward, hands on the earth, taking that left leg back into downward facing dog. We'll walk the dog, stretching those calves. Deep breaths, head between the arms. Tailbone is reaching up, coming back to neutral. We're going to move into plank again. We are in our beautiful plank. We're going to move into, instead of chaturanga, we're going to invite you to do some push-ups. You can do half push-ups or full push-ups and just honor your body. It might be just one But when you're done, just coming down to the mat and relaxing, connecting to the earth. And as you do your push-ups, you can actually bring your focus to those arms or strengthening. And they say that it actually brings more benefit when you bring your attention. And coming all the way down and turning your head to either way, maybe the other way, and taking a little rest here as you move into Pratyahara and notice the inner sensations, the inner aliveness, that dynamic energy field within you. Beautiful job. Coming back to center. And we're going to go into an up dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So the foundation is going to be the palms of the hands and the tops of the feet. And you might have the tops of your thighs as well if you want to relax the thighs onto the earth. We're going to be using our arm strength in this. So we're going to have the wrist hands under the shoulders in a line. Shoulders are back. The blades are coming together. Lifting up gently with your arm strength. Thighs are engaged. So I'm going to engage my thighs and lift them up off the mat. Feet are pressing into the earth. The belly is engaged and the chest is open. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's curl those toes under. Hinging back up into downward facing dog. And we're going to move into three-legged dog on the left side. Bending that knee if you'd like and opening up those hips. Always want to keep those hips open. Arms are engaged, shoulders are engaged. Fingers are spread. Breathe. One more breath. And bringing that foot down. And go to the other side. Lifting the right leg up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. Engaged arms, engaged shoulders. Light external rotation in the upper arms. One more breath. And coming back to neutral. And bringing that right leg between the hands, dropping the knee down. Beautiful job. And we move into our lunge rocks on this side. Oh, no, we're in a high lunge. I mean, our lunge twist. All right, so we're going to Anjane Asana, our lunge, bringing the hands up. And we're going to make sure our alignment is right. Knees over the ankle, hips are squared. And we're going to do that little twist as we bring elbow onto the front thigh into prayer position. Engage the bandhas and breathe. And you can come down to low lunge for this if you need to. And coming back to center, bringing that back foot up into Uttanasana, forward fold. Relaxing the head. Grab those elbows if you like, engaging the bandhas and breathe. Beautiful job. Inhaling into half forward fold. Exhaling back into Uttanasana, forward fold. And on your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, and all the way up into mountain. We're going to do one more to breath. Inhaling into our back bend. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. Exhaling, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhaling, lunge, Ajnaya Asana. You can drop the knee or just keep the arms down. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, lunge. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. Exhaling, forward fold. Uttanasana. And inhaling into our Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice back bend. Bringing the hands in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Beautiful job. I so acknowledge you. Siri Namaskara with some focus on the foundation and our alignment. Beautiful job. And closing the eyes, and I invite you to dive into Pratyahara, all those beautiful sensations inside. Feeling that pulsation of the heart, any vibrations, tingling, energy moving, warmth, cool. And releasing the hands, clasping them behind your back. We're going to move into standing yoga mudra stretch, opening up the heart and the shoulders as you extend those arms back a little bit. And then begin to hinge forward. Bringing the head down. And taking a breath or two here as you honor the heart. The heart is the highest organ in the body. Releasing the hands, bringing them down to the mat, coming into a seated position. And asana was created by the yogis thousands of years ago. After a few thousand years of simply meditation and philosophy, so that the students could move their bodies so they could meditate and get into that silent stillness and quiet their minds. So we're going to move into a 10-minute meditation. Our focus is Pratyahara, the inner aliveness, the inner sensations, that dynamic energy field within your body. Connecting to the earth, closing your eyes, drawing that attention inward. You can engage that Mula Bandha if you like. You can hold a hand movement. Chin is the thumb and finger. Bikini. You can even hold Anjali Mudra if you have a favorite hand mudra. And breathing into that abdominal, lower abdominal, belly breathing. And bringing your focus and your attention inward, inside the body. If thoughts arise, kindly and gently Bring the attention back to the felt sense within the body. We're feeling and noticing sensation. We're not thinking. You'll have plenty of time the rest of the day to be in the energy of thought. Right now, we're taking a little break. Basking in the nectar, felt sense within us. Basking in that dynamic energy field within you. Basking in that inner presence. Deeply connected to that inner being, that inner presence. All the attention directed towards the inner energies, inner aliveness, inner sensation. Focused attention and love, loving attention, that inner presence. Becoming one with the infinite self. Completely absorbed by this dynamic energy field within you as you deeply and intimately connected with this inner being, this inner aliveness. If thinking arises, ever so kindly guide yourself back to the inner presence, Pratyahara, withdrawing your attention from the external and bringing all your attention inward. One more minute of mindfulness meditation, focusing all your awareness on the inner aliveness, Pratyahara. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Bringing yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Final check-in, emotions, the energies. I'm releasing everything with a this or better, this or better, this or better. When you're ready, gently and kindly opening up your eyes. I think I'm going to share a little spontaneous chant with you this morning. I do that a lot with my practices. It's just feeling right. See what arises spontaneously. Heya, heya, hone, heya, 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 heya. Unde maya sunde kihe, unde maya kenehe, unde maya sunde ke, aya heya kihe, aya heya ke heya kihe. Close with a namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga Siri Namaskara, the focus on foundation and alignment. Please check out staticyoga.studio for our teacher trainings and retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.